Awakening with Brahma Kumaris. Namaskar. Welcome to Awakening with Brahma Kumaris. You're watching Healer Within. Sister Shivani is with us. Welcome, sister.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. We started the last episode with God. And I want you to know who is God, where is God, why we pray. And we spoke about fear and losing your loved ones, etc., and blaming God, making him into a villain, or God can get angry, or all those things. Whatever they taught us was that we are a very small, tiny thing, or God above is a big one, and we are impure, and He's pure. I'm bad, He's good. That kind of a feeling. And this kind of a picture always disturbed me.
Absolutely.
I'm not a beggar.
Right.
I've come to this world, and what I like about Rajyoga and what I like about your teachings of Brahma Kumaris is then they give me strength, and I love the word power. And power, who else can give me?
Absolutely. Who will give me power except for the powerhouse?
And He's very happily giving me. Why should I have a bowl, begging bowl?
It all depends on how I connected with Him. If I connected as I am His servant, He is the master,
Slave.
I'm the slave, I'm a beggar, then of course I would always be like this. But if the connection was I am the child and He is the father, then the child doesn't have to ask the father for anything.
You're right. Because even in Hindi, when I was a child, I heard Param Pita Paramatma.
Absolutely.
The highest Father, highest Supreme, Param Atma, Supreme Soul.
Supreme Soul and
Supreme Father.
Absolutely, right from school time we used to say, Our Father who art
Which
in
art in heaven, yeah.
So Father, so if it's father and child, a child never has to beg. Let us see ourselves with our parents. We don't have to keep on begging them, please give me my breakfast, please give me this. Everything is given to us even before we ask for it. A parent makes all effort to give the child more than the child even needs.
That's why, sister, the kind of faith I had in my mother, that when I go in the evening, I would never even think that after school, supposing my mother doesn't give me milk to drink or something to eat, that kind of a faith. I mean, the thought you can't even think about it.
Why will you not even have that thought? Because it's a parent-child relationship, and not just a relationship which is heard and read about. It's a relationship which you have experienced.
So, to have that kind of faith in God, our Father, a Parampita Paramatma, then we need to have that kind of a relationship.
Right. Unless I experience that relationship, I cannot have faith. It's what do? First, do you have faith and then you experience the relationship? Or do you experience a relationship and then you have faith?
I think first relationship is much better.
Exactly. How does once you get to know somebody, then you start talking to them. Gradually a relationship develops. And then over a period of some time we say, I have complete faith over this person. It can't be, I have complete faith, now let me start getting to know this person. It's not going to happen that way. So if I have a relationship and have experienced that relationship, then I have complete faith. What happened with us was we were asked to have complete faith in God. Without knowing who He is, where He is, what He does, and most important, without having yet experienced a relationship with Him. Have complete faith on Him and leave everything to Him. He will take care. Leave everything on who? I don't know. I don't know.
Where is He?
Like you said, I have complete faith on my mother, so I don't create a thought that will she have prepared my lunch when I reached home. So complete faith means then no worry and anxiety. No thought at all. We say have complete faith in God, and yet at the same time we are full of worry and anxiety.
She loves me as much as I love her. She's waiting for me and I'm waiting for her. And I'm going to meet her and she's expecting me.
That's all.
And she's ready.
So this complete faith is built because of experience. This cannot be built in theory. Suppose you were going to somebody else's house You don't know who the person is. Never met them, never experienced a relationship, don't know who they are, how they are. And someone says, have complete faith that they will take very good care of you.
Have complete blind faith.
Right. Let's say, for example, we were coming to this place to shoot. We don't know where we were coming. We don't know who the people were. We don't know how everything would be like. So, and somebody says, have complete faith. They will take very good care of you. So, because somebody said, have complete faith, they will take good care of you. And because we had faith in that person who was saying, have complete faith, so we said, okay, because you're saying, I will trust them. But yet there will be a little thought at the back of my mind, will everything be okay? How would the arrangement be? Will everything go smooth? Because I am having faith on someone who's probably experienced a relationship. But I haven't yet experienced a direct relationship. Similarly happened with us. So many people said to us, have complete faith in God. And the ones who were saying it to us were saints, masters, our parents. When they were saying, have complete faith in God, we started to have faith in Him because we had faith in them. No, we had faith in them because...
If my guru says, do this and it will be done, so I have 100% faith in my guru.
That is, if your guru says, do this and it will be done, that's fine because you have faith in who's saying, so you will do it. That is okay. It's like faith in the doctor, faith in the guru, faith in the saint, faith in my parents, faith in elders, faith in spiritual masters, friends, but faith in God. We were trying to build this faith in God because we had faith in the people who were talking about Him. And because it's like if I have complete trust in you and you say, have faith in this one. I said, yes, I have faith in you and you have faith in this person. So I'm going to take your word for it. And because of taking your word for it, I will say, okay, because you're saying, I'm ready to trust this person. But yet that trust on this person is not going to be the way that trust is for you. Because I haven't experienced a relationship with that person. This is what most of us have gone through. We've gone through a via relationship to God. We still haven't experienced a direct relationship with God. A lot of people said He's like this. I said, okay, because you're saying, so He must be like this. Then someone said, no, God's not like this, God is like this. I said, Acha, you're very learned, you're very pure, I trust what you're saying, so God must be like this. Someone said, proved it very scientifically, there's no such thing as God. And I said, yeah, maybe there's no such thing as God. So because I did not have a direct relationship, every time I got an introduction to God, my mind was ready to take it up because the people who were telling me about Him were very profound and very...
And they also believed that. Now, somebody told me that God is in everything. God is in a flower, God is in a dog, God is in an animal, God is in a stone, God is there in a leaf, a grass, God is everywhere. Tell me where God is not there. You know, somebody said God is only in the mountains. Somebody said God is in the Guru's heart. Somebody said God is in mother's feet. I mean, everybody confuses you. I have heard so many people saying
See
God
now,
is
so many
places.
introductions to God you've given us in 1 minute.
Heaven is in God's mother's feet.
Right.
Go and pray to Guru. Guru is exactly like God. God is, I don't know where God is. Somebody said God has made the world and has forgotten about it.
This is a very important thing, that a mother can be compared to God. A saint can be compared to God. Today even a doctor gets compared to God. Why? Like we saw last time, if I create the image of God, how would God be? So the first thing that would come to me, God would be something who's very loving, compassion, giving. One who gives without expecting or without getting anything in return. That's why when we hear the words unconditional love, unconditional acceptance, we try and see who are the people from where we can get this unconditional love, unconditional acceptance? But actually this word is only for that one being, because we're not going to be able to find any soul who will be able to remain unconditionally giving.
I personally feel unconditional love closest to God was the Guru and the parents.
See, parents, unconditional means if there is even a slight fluctuation, their state of mind doesn't get affected. You know, love, a parent's love doesn't stop, irrespective of whatever the child does. Let's say you're the parent, your child, you will never ever think that I can stop loving my child. No. But today, if something goes up and down with the child, maybe a little health, maybe career, maybe whatever little, or if the child has made a little mistake, you will create little disturbance, maybe little judgmental, sometimes maybe even a little critical,
Angry,
maybe a little hurt, sometimes a little
disappointed.
upset. Now, when we create any of these, judgmental first, angry or hurt or upset, love is blocked because negative energy is getting radiated. I, the soul, radiating energy. If I am unconditional love, sending out unconditional love, will only happen when I do not create even a single thought of any of these emotions. The minute I create critical, love is blocked. The minute I create anger, love is blocked, anger is flowing. And that's why parents cannot be unconditionally loving. They cannot be. It's not that they hate us. See, opposite of love is not hate. Love gets blocked only when any negative feeling is getting created. And we're not even going to probably find, like you said, maybe a spiritual master, but then that spiritual master who would never ever create a single negative thought. Little difficult.
Not. I have seen them.
See, again, we can see them
I have met them.
here.
I know them.
The soul will have to be 100% soul conscious.
Yes, and I have to be 100% having faith in the other soul to get back that kind of a...
Love you will always experience from them because they're very pure beings. Any spiritual master, any saint are very, very pure souls. They're very pure souls. There is no doubt about that. And that's why we look up to them like this, because they have that purity, they have that love, they have that compassion, which we're not finding in ourselves. And that's why we're ready to compare them to God. But when we say that they
Closest, I mean.
Closest. That's
In a body form of body, so that they can show you the right path.
Closest, yes. But can we say that they would never ever create a single negative thought?
It doesn't matter.
It matters. Because that's where unconditional
Because we cannot
stops.
sit and judge whether
We're not
whenever they
judging
are going to
them.
do it.
We are not judging them.
That's why I'm telling you, it's not God, but it's closest who can show you the path.
But that is what we understand. Then there is only one being who can be unconditional. And that's why we should not expect, see why it's very important, should not expect human souls to be unconditional. Any soul in a human body who has been on a journey and is carrying different sanskars, it's like when we understand that we are souls who have been on a journey, somebody's been through many, many births, somebody's been through few births, and for someone this is probably the first birth. So different souls on different journeys, different souls carrying different sanskars. Today some soul can be in which anger is very high, peace can hardly be seen. Impurity is very high, purity can hardly be seen. And yet there will be some soul in which purity is very high and impurity will hardly be seen. Peace is very high and anger will hardly be seen. And these are the souls whom we will look up to like this for power and love, because who are so pure, they're so pure, they will be very compassionate and giving. But they will not be 100% to what is God.
Now I agree.
Now, why it's very important? It's not that we're being judgmental or critical. It's important because otherwise we compare and give everybody the degree of God. I can say your son is just like you. I can say your son looks like you. Your son talks like you. Your son walks like you. Your son has a lot of habits like you. Your son is very similar to you. But when I make that little mistake of saying your son is you, then I just meet your son and I say, okay, this is the one who I had to meet, and I drop the idea of meeting you. That is why it's very important, who am I meeting? Let me not meet someone who looks very similar to him, behaves very similar to him, and say, for me, this is God. Because when I give God, the word God, to somebody else, I drop the idea of meeting him. And that prevents me from establishing that relationship with him.
Not only drop the idea of meeting him, while you were talking, I was just thinking that if I find something wrong in this person, whom I start believing as close to God, if I find a small mistake, maybe it's my mistake to find that mistake, then I will start hating God also. I'll have no faith anywhere.
True.
And I'll say, oh, this world is like this.
Right.
This whole sanstha, this organization is like this. Actually, it is my mistake that I had given him that
The
position.
status of God. Absolutely. And yet, if we had looked at them with this perspective, very pure soul, very pure soul, who are also on a journey. It's just that they have reached a very high stage of purity and they are an inspiration for me. And of course, they give me a lot of knowledge and love, and they're an inspiration that how they are reaching there, I can also climb to this place.
They're seniors,
They're
they're more
seniors.
experienced.
Experienced, and also that they have worked on themselves.
And they can guide you, they can help you, they can hold your hand.
Perfect.
And take you there.
Perfect. Absolutely. Like you said, they can hold our hand, they can give us love, they can give us knowledge, inspiration, care. But I always will have to remember that they are also souls. And as I can establish a beautiful relationship with them, let me not stop myself there. What is happening with many of us is they are connected to Him, I am connected to them, so my part will be over, they will connect me to Him. It's like I have a relationship with your son, but if I want to have a relationship with you, I'll have to establish a new relationship. I cannot say, I am friends with your son and he is connected to you, so I'm connected to you.
He can introduce.
And after that?
It's my relationship.
My relationship. So I will have to start, if I want to experience a relationship with God, then I will have to start establishing that relationship separate from all my other relationships that are there, which many of us have stopped that journey there because we thought finding God is difficult, because we thought we cannot establish a direct relationship with God. We can establish with people whom we can see, who are very elevated, who have a relationship with Him, and therefore having a relationship with them is as good as having a relationship with Him because they're so similar to Him. They're so similar to Him in their qualities. And this stopped the most beautiful relationship from getting created. And because of these deep belief systems that God cannot be found, for us, God, most of us even ask each other, do you believe in God? How would anybody ask each other, do you believe in your parents? When does this question arise, do you believe in someone? Means you haven't experienced it. Do you believe it exists? Are you sure it's there? And yet, at times, there will be an element of doubt which says, don't know. Everyone says so. And there must be some power which is running this world. So it's a vague idea which says, such a big universe, such a wonderful planet. And then we look at nature and we look at the wonderful birds, the trees, we look at this great human body, we look at every tiny part and say, such a wonderful creation, there has to be a creator. And because we look at the creation and the creation is very beautiful, we assume there must be a creator. And then we say, there must be a God. And then somebody says, yes, there is a God, so believe in him. We say, yeah, creation is so beautiful, so I believe there must be a God.
And how great that creator must be.
Absolutely, because the creation is so beautiful. So it's like looking at a painting. Painting is beautiful, very, very fine, very, very nice, and say, painting is so beautiful, there has to be an artist. Yes, there is an artist, but I'm assuming there has to be an artist just because I'm seeing a beautiful painting. I'm not saying there is an artist because I've met and developed a relationship with that artist. I'm looking at the painting and saying there must be an artist. And then I'm meeting a lot of paintings, a lot of creations who say and talk about the artist. And because they talk about the artist, I say, you're so beautiful, so whatever you're saying must be beautiful, and therefore he must be there. That one element still remains. Have I met the artist? Do I have complete faith there is God? Or is it just because people are saying so and I'm assuming there must be one? It's like a power must be there. If such a lot of things are happening, there has to be a power. And that is why if you see today, there are so many introductions to God. Like you said, God is in everything. God is in everybody. One, other would be, there is no God. Another would be, God is some higher power up there.
I am God.
I am God, yes. Another would be that God created everything and he's up there, just incorporeal, like you said, supreme soul. One would be all the deities. We have so many deities today. They are all gods. The other would be all the saints, gurus, spiritual leaders. They are incarnations of God. So I get so many different introductions to God. So finally I get a little confused which one out of these, because finally I haven't experienced it. So I'm just listening to an introduction from someone. And that's why, like you said last time, God today is just a concept yet. It's a belief. I believe in God means it's still a belief. It's a concept. What does spirituality do? Spirituality says, do not believe anything. Do not believe anything till you have experienced it. Keep on experimenting. Experiment, not that listen, read and believe. No, listen, read, then experiment. Once you experiment, then if you experience, then believe. What we were doing earlier was listen, read, believe, and then try to experience. And so we stopped at believing and we said, yes, I believe this is like this. And therefore different belief systems were coming and we were saying yes to every one of them. Now listen, read, that means take the knowledge, experiment. Experiment, do not stop experimenting. And the day you experience it, now say, this is the truth. Till then, it's just a concept or a belief system. That's why science and spirituality are very similar. Science will also say experiment. Experiment till you prove. And spirituality will say experiment till you experience. And when you experience, you don't even need proof. Because soul cannot be proved. God cannot be proved because it cannot be seen or heard with physical sense organs. So it can only be experienced. So now we need to begin a journey on which first we try to understand who he really is, negate all other things whom we called God. Like you said, in the mother's lap, in the guru's feet, even a doctor, your God. Anyone who was giving, caring, loving, we said they're like God to me. So we need to gradually remove all the labels and put aside everything. Even nature is compared to God. Like you said earlier, sun, water, even some animals are considered very sacred and worshipped. Which are those animals which are considered sacred and worshipped? The ones which give, like the cow.
Compassionate.
The cow. Why is it considered sacred and so divine? Because it gives. It gives
has the qualities of a mother.
Absolutely. So it gives. So the quality of God is giving unconditionally. So when we found anyone or elements of nature or an animal giving, we said this is divine.
Every tree,
Yes.
sun, water, air,
Yes.
everything is giving. Earth.
Why do we worship nature? That is why worship of nature started. Na? See, we were looking for God.
I think that it started from respect and thanksgiving kind of a thing.
Right.
Thank you for always giving us so much, and we want to have that quality in us, or we have that quality,
Want to emerge
it again. So this kind of a respect and give and take, but it goes on
over a period of time. Yes.
every word's meaning changes.
Absolutely. So that we will see later, that how over a period of time, what it was started with.
Yes.
You know, the original of everything starts very essenseful. It's just that over a period of time, when it passes down from generation to generation, we sometimes miss out on the actual meaning. And like you said earlier, interpretations after interpretations after interpretations, sometimes the meaning changes completely. And by the time it reaches to us, we are listening to something completely different from what the truth is. And that's why it's important to experiment and experience, so that you're sure what you're doing and what you are making the truth for yourself.
Thank you so much, sister. In the next episode, I'll ask you about meditation and the meaning of that word, how it changed.
Definitely.
And before we go to the next episode, a short meditation, sister.
Sure. Let me sit back and open my mind to the possibility of developing a direct and dynamic, a living relationship with God. A relationship like so many other relationships I have. Not something which I only speak, hear, and read about, but a relationship with an entity. A direct personal relationship between me and Him. If I, the soul, experience this personal relationship with the Supreme Power, how would the relationship be? The loving parent, giving, compassionate, who unconditionally loves and accepts me. How would this relationship be? Om Shanti.
We first need to know God, then experience a relationship with Him. Then faith in Him will become natural. We have faith in saints, spiritual masters, parents, and they ask us to have faith in God. Because we have faith in them, we agree to have faith in God without experiencing it ourselves. Parents, saints give us love and compassion. But when something goes wrong or we make a mistake, then they can be judgmental, get hurt or angry. And at that time, love gets replaced with negative energy. God is the only being who can give unconditional love.
If you wish to discuss your problem or have a question to ask or want to know your nearest Rajyoga Meditation Center, write to us at awakeningwithbks@gmail.com or call us on 099 99 744 555.
Om Shanti.